Hey everybody, I got a little video here to show you how to wrap up Unit 2 Inventor sketching. And that's going to be by creating a document that has all the parts that you have done in this unit. As you can see kind of on the left if I continue to scroll. So this is all on the website, so you can kind of see what we're doing page by page. But to actually create it, we're going to use Inventor, just like we've been doing so far. So let me slide this off to the side. Here on Inventor, we're going to go up to File, New. Sorry, just the New button even. Just the New button there. We want to see KHS Inventor template files. And this is what you should really be using all the time, because I've kind of streamlined what all the most common files are that we use. And we're going to be using the KHS title block inch decimal today. So go ahead and double click that or single click and create. And when this starts up, it's going to be asking you for some information for like the title block area. And the title block area is the bottom of that sheet of paper where information is stored, such as what class or course is this. So cap locks on, CAD, enter. Name, Mr. Janota, enter block. Let's go with 4, enter date, happens to be 09/22/21. Drawing or part names, Inventor sketching is good because this is kind of a bulk group of drawings. We don't need any specific names right here. Even Unit 2 would be okay there. And that's really all we're going to do on this one, because this first page is a cover page with some font or text. Scale will be filled in on any of the sheets that have actual drawings or parts put on them. So we go ahead and hit OK, and it'll finish opening up with our first sheet of paper in this file. Okay, so on the browser, in a part file, we kind of see our history of how a part's made. In a drawing file, we see the number of sheets we have on the left. And in this file, we're going to end up with 18 sheets, or at least at the time being, that's 18. And you can kind of think of this as like a Word document or a PowerPoint slide file, where there's one file that has multiple pages or multiple slides. So we will continue to make more slides here on the left after a bit. Right now, this is our first page. If I look back at the website, the first page is a cover page with some font or text. So I'm going to go up to the Annotate tab and go to the Text tool and just click out here on the sheet of paper. Anywhere out here. And what I want this to say is cap lock still on. Yes, they are. Unit 2, Inventor. Oop, can't spell. Sketching. There we go. And I'm going to highlight everything because I want this to be a 0.5 text size. And I can hit enter after I hit the 0.5. Oh, it did take me out. Double click it to go back in there. Otherwise, what you can do after you click in here and go 0.5, you can then just click, did a Control A to select everything. So after you go 0.5 to make it that size, you could just click up here. We want to also center all of our font, and we want to make it bold. Okay, just like that. So if something doesn't look right when you're done making it, anytime you highlight the text, you can double click it, and that takes you back into the text window so you can keep modifying it to make it right. Okay. And you can scroll side to side to see it all. But 0.5 font, bold, and centered left to right. Hit OK. And then once it's on here, if you made it and it was hanging off, you can just grab it when you see the 4-way arrows and do your best to visually center it. Left to right, up and down, sure. That looks pretty good. Okay, so the first sheet's done. Then we're going to go over to the browser. We will right-click, new sheet. Get the pop-up window again. And actually, the second sheet, we don't have to fill anything out. We're just going to click OK. and it looks like stuff disappeared, but actually it just switched just over to sheet 2. Sheet 1 is grayed out. It's still there, and you double click to jump back and forth on sheets. But on this one, we're going to put text, and I'd like this one to say, actually, I got a better way to do this for you. Let's go back to sheet 1, double click on sheet 1, right click and copy the text from the sheet, double click sheet 2 to jump back over to that sheet, and then right click and paste. And then we can paste kind of our title for this unit or this project or assignment. Kind of rambling on, sorry. And then I will double click that text box. I'll hit enter twice, and this one's going to say block shapes because that was the first packet or the first set of drawings we made, and click OK. And just like that, this sheet is done. Let's right click in the browser again, new sheet. If I scroll over here, you can see I'm looking at the first part that I'm going to be making or documenting. Looks like this. And what I'm looking for is that scale down here at the bottom. And you don't actually have to fill this information out. I kind of started on this first before I realized I wanted title block or title pages. So we are going to fill out the scale 1 to 1, and that's what we're going to make both of these views. Put that back on my other screen. So scale 1 to 1. Down with time, we'll probably end up just saying 1 period because we don't need to do the colon always. There's just different styles to write this. Click OK. And you can see it filled out that scale right down there. So to put views on our paper, we click Base View. We're on the View tab, Place Views, Base View. And then we're going to have to search for our file. Right there, File Explorer, Search. And you are going to navigate to where you've been making all your folders. Quick way to jump for you will probably be go desktop, then double click that shortcut we made and get to the folder you need to. I have to go a little different route because I store my drawings in a different place. So just bear with me here for a second. Curriculum, Inventor sketching, Inventor sketching, lines or block shapes for me. And there we go. So unit 2, drawing 1 is what you want. Then we double click that file name or hit open. Okay, and you'll see our view show up here, a little preview. Nothing's official yet. Scale's 1 to 1 because that's what it defaults to. And then what I do is I want a 3D view as well of this. Now this is set to do multi-view drawings, which we'll get into later. Top view, side view. But if you actually go over to the side and then up, when that symbol changes, that's when you left click. And now we can click OK. And we can move our views around by grabbing the little dotted boxes, which you could have done while you're in this view. So while this window's open, you can also move these around. But the dotted boxes, once they're placed, is how you move them, or in this case, this view looks good, but I want to modify this view a little bit more. And I had to wait to do it independently from the first because I don't want the same settings applied to both. So now I double click the box around this view, brings this back up, but now it's specifically for this view. And I want to shade it, and I want to go to display options because anything that has curved surfaces is going to have tangent edges by default, and I want to remove those. That way it looks a little bit more realistic. So uncheck tangent edges, hit OK, and there you go. Now what the title block down below is also doing, besides what you typed in, it's giving me volume, and this is where I'll check your accuracy, and it's also showing me where your file is coming from. All right, so that's good. So I'm going to right click, new sheet, look at the next drawing, U2D2, R2D2, no, U2D2. And it says scale of 0.5, so that's the only thing I got to fill in, 0.5. Hit OK. I'm on my fourth sheet, base view. I'm going to explore, File Explorer right there. And U2D2. And open. And again, I'm going to change scale 0.5. And while this window's open, I can drag this around a little bit. And I know I'm going to go over to the right and then up. And when that changes, I left click to place and then right click OK. And then I grab the dotted box. I can move this around a little bit. And I'm looking at the other sheet to see where I kind of place things to match it up. And the views look like they're located properly. So now I do my final tweaks. Double click the box around this view. Brings up this property box. We're going to shade this view. We're going to go to, display options. There's nothing curved on here, but that's where anything else with curves, you're going to uncheck tangent edge, or you could just do it on all of them, and that's okay too. Click OK, and there's how you keep doing this. And you're just going to keep right-clicking, new sheet, and keep adding all the parts you did. If at any time you forgot to put in a scale number, you can, under any of these sheets, if you hit the plus symbol, there's a 2020.1, that's the title block. Hit the plus again, and field text. Double click that. Or right click at it. And then right there it shows everything in the title block, which is a little bit busy, but you find scale. And then right there, type in what you want. That's the only one you have to fill in manually on all these other title blocks, because your name, course, should all be on the title page. And that's fine with me. Hopefully that helps. Make sure you do all the pages, even the title page and the little text box separator page between for block shapes, circle shapes, and final drawings. And when you're all done, you make sure you save it. When you do save, some people get a little bit worried because when they go to save this, it might be the first time you've ever used a file like this, and maybe you see 0 files in here. This is an example before, but you're like, hey, where'd all my part? Well, this is not a part file, so that's why it's hiding all those other ones. You're only seeing the other IDW files in your folder, which you probably have none at this point. So don't freak out if it looks like all your files are gone. This is just the first one, but it's just this one file for all the sheets of paper. And I'm not going to, actually, I probably will save this in a minute as a demo, but hopefully that helps. If you have any other further questions, of course, please ask me and I'll work with anything one-on-one that needs to be fixed, okay? Thanks for watching.